Las Vegas can be kind of her town to kind of get away from it all. You know, because of just the constraint of travel and just the ease of Las Vegas has become the new New York, so to speak. It's become, and so we need to also be mindful, although our beginnings here may be very humble and very meek, let's not forget the greater goal, that we are part of a greater calling, and Las Vegas will be the center of the Western movement. And that's really significant because we'll really be the only city to physically host the last member of our true parent, our only true parent on this earth at this time. So I think that is very significant, and we are very blessed to have that responsibility.
That's grown to 15 solid UNLV students who come regularly. And David just reported to me that that recently Louis Vuitton, you know, is very famous.
He joined?
Louis Vuitton. The Louis Vuitton
Louis Vuitton
company here, and they decided to their employees to join this outreach. So will be the first time when they join you? Yeah. Very good. Again, with UNLV students is called the Shining Student Project. And the idea is to, match UNLV students with high school students who are struggling. You might know that Las Vegas in Nevada is ranked either the lowest or the second lowest in education, public education. So when we went on the campus, actually, one of the early witnessing outreaches there, which Kwanjanam was leading with our missionaries, and he met this amazing student who now is heading up this Shining Student Project, has done amazing work. He's a particularly talented young man.
But, new students could come. There's going to be a pretty intense meteor shower in October, so I was thinking to organize a trip to the Eureka Sand Dunes. And
where is that? Is that nearby?
No, it's in Death Valley, but it's not as far as Camp Mazundar.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing but you and God out there.
That's great.
At night?
Yeah, you sleep. You don't have to worry about hotels.
Isn't it cold?
It is cold. Yes.
I get it cold.
Yeah, right, Tony. And then you get stung by a scorpion or eaten by a rattlesnake. Where's Tony? He died. And that kind of brings me up to an interesting point. Last week I kind of mentioned, there's three types of personalities, A, B, and C. The A people are the aggressive people who go out and they conquer the new world and discover, discover gold and silver in them, their hills. Then you got the B people who are the bean counters, who get things, who get things done to support that. And then you have the C people who give hugs. And in a corporation, for a healthy, functional unit, we need about 5% A's, 10% A's, 80% B's, and the rest C's. So we're talking to Sharam, and that idea was kind of I just threw that out there, but that actually seems like a good idea, and I'm going to throw it out to you guys to see what you think. Even within our own leadership, Mother, in her wisdom, appointed Tony Guerra, who was clearly a type A personality. And then she appointed Reverend Dew, who was clearly a type B personality, because Reverend Dew has amazing follow-through and he gets stuff done. And then there's a type 3, which is the type C, which is the people who, the nurturers, people who want to heal the people who are, the walking dead and the wounded who are thrown into the battlefield by the type A's. And I thought that was a great idea, because maybe we could bring this. Maybe we can just break it down to so Tony will head the type A people. Reverend Dew will handle the type B people. Maybe the blessed family members who can't do the witnessing, but they have stable. The stable jobs, and they have they have a stable situation, but they can't really do that. Maybe he can take care of them, and then I can take care of you know, the families and the missionaries who want to do the healing aspect of it. So that would include counseling, but it would also include camping trips. It would also include, you know, bowling night, entertainment, seeing shows. What? I'll handle the fun stuff. Type A people. We need balance and structure and solidity. And the type B people, you know, they need encouragement to get out there and speak more and be on the forefront and be stronger. And the type C people, we're just the greatest people. Because I know Hope is really eager to get out there. She's itching to get out of her own skin. She's so on fire. And, you know, we want to utilize that and throw her into the fire as quickly as possible. Each of the first to get that way because, you know, ultimately, you know, it is hard work, but like I said, you know, if we provide also the nurturing and also the financial support, then it makes all of our lives easier. Because assembled in this room, we're pretty much a room full of type A's, and, you know, we all need our wounds licked sometimes, right? So I think that's we're going to try that little experiment and see how it goes. It hasn't really been done anywhere, so we're going to give it a go and see if stuff sticks. Show of hands, who wants to be type A? That's you, Sonny. Yeah. Herb, I think we're going to need you as a type C person because definitely when it comes to don't hit Jim in the face while doing it. But definitely, you know, there are a lot of families here that need the type of counseling that you have and your experience. And they need a solid older brother figure who can really listen, who knows how to listen, who's trained to listen. What is a good way if you're in a giant corporation to control? What is the anachronism for job? J-O-B. It's just over broke. Your boss does not want you to make a lot of money because then you will leave your job. So your boss's job to give you just enough so that you won't leave, but not give you enough so you suffer. And for some reason that doesn't fit into my philosophy of life. So type C will also include education. Well, I mean, I think that's pretty clear. And because it falls under my official category as head of education, that's also significant as well because that'll also include a lot of type A people as well regarding financial education and, you know, just to create sustainability. That's why Father pioneered so much kind of the independent pioneer spirit, so that he wanted, but perhaps because of Father's background, he couldn't teach about the specifics of financial aptitude. But I will. So that'll also be something that we can do together too, because if all of us have the mindset of people who are successful, just imagine, for instance, that if your life wasn't about survival and putting food on the table, if it was actually about abundance. Mm-hmm. How easy would it be as a community to sustain, you know, all the activities that, you know, that we all want to do? You know? So I think, but that responsibility falls on the leadership. And I'm looking at all of you as leaders, and I want all of you to achieve these in your personal lives. I do it myself, and I want all of you to do it. Father, when he adopted all of you, he looked at you as his children. He did not see distinctions, and you all know this. Mm-hmm. You all felt it. Mm-hmm. So, but unfortunately, Father can only do what he could do at the time that was needed, and it was very difficult. It was very sacrificial, and a lot of people were, you know, gave everything that they had. Well, now this is going to be a new era, and that change will happen here in Las Vegas. And I tell you what, if we start something like that in Vegas, we could not keep away all the blessed families that want to move here.
Amen. Yeah.
So let's invite them with abundance and maybe a good time. Father did see that as the beginning of this new era. This is the era of leisure and entertainment. And, you know, what better place than Vegas, right? In the world, exactly. And he just kind of slumps down in the chair and says, "Well, what can I do for you, gentlemen?" And I, without missing a beat, I stood up, looked him in the eye, and said, we're on a mission from God. And he immediately cracked up and broke into laughter because I quoted in Dan Aykroyd's voice one of his favorite movies of all time, which is The Blues Brothers. And then he gave us 3 hours of his time. And Tony was there too. And Tony wasn't talking. It was 3 hours of his time. And what he did was he said he went to see Pope John Paul III before he passed away. And at this time he was with some bishop, and the Pope was sitting there. He was almost dying, and he was slumped over in his chair. And one of the attendants went up to the Pope and said, "Your Excellency, the contingency from Las Vegas is here." And he leaned forward with all the energy he had, and he said, "Does the Catholic Church still have the church in Las Vegas?" And the bishop that was said, "Yes, Excellency, we do." "Never sell." Now, if the Pope recognizes Las Vegas, is it really a far-fetched idea that Father sees a future for Las Vegas? And one of the things that he said that I really appreciated, because I tell you, this is where I get goosebumps and I go, we are on the right track. This is what Father wanted, but unfortunately maybe didn't have the people around him who could really facilitate what he wanted. Because Father, let me tell you, was a type A. And those are people who plant the flag on top of Mount Irvin and says, we're going there. This guy said, I did a little bit of research before he's a Catholic, obviously. And I did a little bit of research, and you guys have all the 3 key elements in real estate that everyone else is trying to buy, but you have. You have an identity, you have unbelievable content, and you have an incredible story. It'll become the landmark of Las Vegas. You guys will make the front page of Newsweek. And I go, I love you. I love you. Because that's the advice that Father should have gotten. That's what we should have been doing. Bam! Put our name right there. Big unification symbol in marble on the floor or whatever it is, I don't care. That's what we should do. That's the type of witnessing that'll just inspire people from now until the end of time. That'll make Vegas a hub. And this is not my opinion. This is an outside person's opinion. And he's right. He's right. I mean, that's the level that we should be. I mean, that should be a goal. Father he was realistic in his approach. He worked with what he could, which is very sad. But he always had dreams. And I don't want Las Vegas and the people here to get so muddled down in the vision of, oh my God, I got to do what I need to do to maintain my HSA job. I don't want you to be small. Because the biggest thing that will attract people is the big vision. And as long as you guys never forget that, the people around you will feel it. Because they want to be, people in the world, they want to just be with a winning team. So I really think that should be definitely in the back of all of our minds. But hearing that from probably one of the best builders in the world was really inspirational for me, because then I really understood, that is the level that we can be at. We just need to educate ourselves. We need to prepare ourselves. As Mrs. Durst said, we need to do spiritual conditions. Oh, we need to do spiritual conditions, and on top of that, we need to educate ourselves. Because if we all think in this way, and we all work towards it in that direction, then this will happen. A lot of people really believe that this is our be-all, end-all. This is our line in the sand where we go, we are taking a stand, and it's going to be here. This is going to be our Alamo, the last stand. It's going to be here, and we're going to win.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be, I wanted to share that story with you because I wanted you to understand that that's what Father envisioned for all of us. It is not to continuously plod along through life, and all the work we're doing is wonderful, but it has to be on that scale. And so Father was brilliant that way. And this person, not even knowing anything about a church, had no idea how many members we have in Asia who would love to come and visit the church. talk about instant witnessing. It's very passionate of mine because, you know, we're only as strong as our weakest link, so to speak. You know, I want all of us to be at that level, because if we inherit at least that vision, then we will never, ever really sweat the details about the particulars that are in front of us now. You want to talk about witnessing on a grander scale? Think about it if you were an owner. From a point of view of an owner, not a renter, not an employee, but a creator. This is what Father wanted. You got to start from someplace first. You got to make your line in the sand, you got to put your stamp on it, and you got to protect it. And then you have to grow it. So the locations have already been selected by True Father. We are in the Wild West. A little bit of the John Wayne does come over me every once in a while. I don't literally mean that, people. No, but these people need to be identified, and their actions need to be identified, and they need to have accountability. And the accountability is to all of us. We deserve to have the truth, and we deserve to have prosperity. So I'm going to save that for Sunday's service. But cool story, right, guys? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Are there any questions?
Is this one of the guest-friendly Sunday services?
Guest-friendly Sunday services are boring. I don't want do you honestly I mean, if we brought guests into this conversation that we just had, they will be terrified. They may leave, but I tell you what, they will never forget us, Joe.
That's right.
Under witnessing system, there must be nurturing some part, and then for the witnessing part, who gonna go where, how you gonna approach with what material. Wherever I am is my witnessing place, because I don't have any other time. So wherever. So you know, just it depends on your character. You can set up, but and also counseling is very important. You know, that is you know, I have experience. I brought people before. And I was busy to take care of this person, but he had a serious family problem. Some people have a bulimia problem, sex abuse problem, all kinds of problems. And we need a counselor. Okay? So, I mean, some of you are capable. So, I absolutely agree with the Kwanjinim said this in the beginning.
Years later, because of loneliness. Their
I believe
families
that.
are back home. I think there's a lot of professional and just families that do not have their own families living here. So if we start making friends with your neighbors, you know, invite them over for Thanksgiving dinner or Halloween, or, you know, Christmas is coming, and like Chuck said, Christmas.
Came here, we struggled, we sold flowers on Las Vegas Boulevard, whatever we made, we have a house now, but I've had friends who say they want to sell their house and come here, but again, they're looking for some, why should they have to struggle?
Yeah.
Why can't we make it easier for them?
We want to set up a system so that if Blessed family do want to move, and that's actually wonderful, because I do know people who can actually help them either get loans or actually get a good house, and these are other Blessed families.
Right.
So that is something that I can offer as well, and also.
We should educate by ourselves, you know. What is our real goal? These three blessings, you know. So how we can, you know, achieve these three blessings: personal development, and family education, and social movement, right? But we also have, you know, that each, you know, part of the activity. You know, if family, you know, that, you know, part, we have women's federation. Women is very important. That makes sense. Okay, you know, which, you know, organization you can join. You know, the CARP or, you know, the Women's Federation. You know, very clear, everything clear. So after that, you know, the CARP and the Women's Federation and the UPA, you know, talking together, what is, you know, very clearly, you know, the responsibility. So how gonna synergy, how gonna cooperate with each other. So that.
All I did was show a video of the blessing. You know, at RFK. But I was amazed because, and I brought my family with me, because, the visual is very important. No one had ever attempted this before at this university. They were very anti-Mooney, everything. But at the end of that video, and again, I answered questions, I was very honest, all the students who were there, but I had a line of students coming up to me to, shake my hand. We had 17 or 18 of them come to our center in San Antonio after that. For weeks they came. By a beautiful church in downtown LA, the biggest church. And we can do the same thing here in Las Vegas. It's just that simple. We have everything. We have intelligent people. We have brilliant people sitting around this table. The only thing that's stopping us, again, we think we don't have everything. We have, again, the best example of a human being imaginable. Not two people.
Well, guys, I agree with both of you, because what we're hearing on either sides of the table is the core of part of the struggle of our movement, which is it's an Asian point of view where Asians love hierarchy and structure. That's where they feel safety and security. And then we have a Western point of view who really, it comes from the philosophy of Descartes, where the individual can self-actualize and have a personal connection, and then through that process become an enlightenment. Both work, but implementing both together, harmony. This is why Father is brilliant, because this is essentially why he wanted me born in America, is because he made a big point about that, because I am not Korean. I don't go to Korea and go, I'm among my people. I get off the plane and I instantly have an allergic reaction. You need to recognize true parents as what they are. That is singularly the one thing that rounds us out, that singles us out from every religion in the world. That's what true. To have a man and a woman entity as true parents, that never existed in religion. And Tony will tell you, he's read all of them. So that's absolutely true. But I also agree with Okura-san as well, because people do need to belong into a structure, whether it's CARP or UPF. We really need a place near UNLV that is a video center / coffee shop / pool table. I don't know why I keep throwing that in, but I miss playing. I guess it's because I used to play pool with my father growing up. I kind of miss it.
Our own selves, just being you, realizing how great true parents has made us, who we are, and how we can bring happiness to our Creator. Wouldn't that touch anybody's heart?
Absolutely. Tony, I think you found another type A.
On Tuesday, and I was there with America, her granddaughter, and I just want to share that what she did really kind of inspires me to help witness to young people. The young people on campus, although they're mostly open about religion, like they're not really too, okay, I'm listening to this and so I want to talk to you because you're different. They're more open about it. And so what America did, which is just her being herself, she actually walked up to one person because she liked their socks. And she actually walked up to him and said, hey man, I love her socks. Awesome. I want socks like that. And this guy just started talking like, oh my gosh. And she told him, you know what, we're doing this project called Shine City. It's the first time I'm doing, so I don't know much about it, but it's pretty awesome. We're doing the streets. Want to help clean? He's like, yeah, I want to help clean. Cleaning is cool.
Wear your socks.
And just by watching her and seeing what she's doing,
Yeah.
and actually, because she's actually a really nervous person when it comes to speaking out loud or speaking to anyone she doesn't know very well.
That's actually only because she cares.
This is true.
Judy Dench said something quite profound. She said, I will never work with an actor who isn't nervous before a performance. Because if he's not nervous, he doesn't care. So I think all of us feel that way. And I think that's just training, and that's something that I can help as well. I'm pretty useful. I can help in a lot of things.
Plenty of this. So when you meet Korean people,
How do we know if they're Korean?
it looks like me.
They smell like kimchi.
I have plenty of this. I have 8,000 copies. So whatever.
일이 평탄치 않은 아버지 정말로 가시밭길이었던 것을 저희들이 이 시간 더욱더 깨닫게 허락하여 주시고 보내주신 아버지 권지님을 통하여서 이 라스베가스에 아버지가 품으셨던 모든 하나님과의 약속하셨던 모든 계획이 기필코 이루어지게 저희들이 적극적으로 아버지 정말로 바쳐드림으로 말미암아.
When True Mother came yesterday, she gave a brief speech to a couple of members that came, and True Mother said, Hyojunin came to her and gave a message, and how True Father wanted to come visit us in Vegas. So True Mother came, and she said she was here with True Father in spirit, and Hyojunin. So we definitely feel their spirit with us, and I believe that it's during this challenging and difficult time in Las Vegas, they're here to help us. So please pray for True Mother's safety and long life and health, and of course for True Father and Hyojunin as well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next Thursday or Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday.